And this idea began to emerge that we were looking for a space that would allow for intergenerational contact between people that we felt that was missing in the neighborhood. Places where people could go for classes, or some support for young families where turns out there's quite a few people at home with kids in the neighborhood that we didn't know. And so the third space idea came after a lot of research in just listening to what was going on in our neighborhood and trying to be ready to respond to that. And we just kind of happened on the theory of third space, which says that everybody, to be healthy and a whole person, needs three kinds of spaces in their life. They need a home and a workplace, and a third space where people know who they are and where they are needed to be part of the community, and where they're missed if they're gone. And we liked that idea because that was kind of what we were trying to do anyway, so we just decided to call it Third Space. And we incorporated under a 501c3 so that we could bring some clarity to that vision and to actually signal to the community that this was not going to be religious programming, and we weren't opening Third Space in order to get more members. We weren't opening Third Space in order to do religious training, but we were opening Third Space to serve our neighbors, which has a religious piece to it, but it's certainly not, the goal is not for us to grow our church in some way as a result of Third Space. The goal is to use our space to build community amongst all kinds of people. So that's the pretty exciting part. So that's where it all came from. A lot of research, a lot of listening, a long period of time of a group from the church that's been working on this. So.
Wow. So you just opened up Easter Monday, which was 2 days ago, and Easter Sunday. Mm-hmm. But you've been at this for some time now. What can you kind of sum up your experience thus far?
Well, yeah, and I guess you could call it kind of a soft open on Monday. We're going to have more of a grand opening in the fall with a lot of activity this summer leading up to that. But what even gave us confidence to think we could do this is we spent about a year experimenting with program. And we had classes for all ages. We had little kids in here with their caretakers doing art and music. We had kids after school coming. We had a program for seniors, art classes for seniors. We already have a number of things happening for seniors. You know about that. And exercise classes and book studies and storytelling and all centering around the lunch. So anyway, we did this a year of kind of experimentation to see, one, was it financially feasible for us to do it? We think we figured out how to do that. And two, would people even come to a church for programming like that? And our classes were always filled, and so it felt like that gave us confidence to go ahead. So we had to kind of hit pause on that whole effort of experimentation to get the building to cooperate with our vision. So we've just finished a $1.2 million project renovating this parish house space. Primarily, most of that money went for an elevator that makes all of our space accessible now. So we couldn't very well welcome people into the space and ask them to come for classes if you had to climb stairs or you were excluded in some way. That was kind of very counter to the whole idea of welcoming people here. So the elevator was a big piece of it, and then the other thing was the new kitchen. We needed a kitchen that would pass muster for commercial purposes, because we hope to run it as a commercial kitchen. And meaning that we're going to use food as another way of gathering people, because someone, you and I both know, that said, whenever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I will be there. And he said that at table. So I think the idea of food being a draw is really important. because one of the other things our research sort of showed us is that there's tons of people in our neighborhood who are really living very anonymous lives, who never eat a meal with anybody, and who either have to eat out, or they're not going to fix a meal for themselves, or they're maybe getting Meals on Wheels and just staying in their apartments. And that need was raised by multiple people, and certainly community leaders, who said their concern was isolation for people in our neighborhood who, you live in a city as big as Chicago, you can live anonymously very easily, but it's a painful life. And so our hope is, with offering food, to draw people in for a meal, then that exposes them to all the other stuff that's happening, and the community building just gets deeper and deeper as a result of that. So the opening that you talked about on Easter Sunday was the end of our construction, and now we're ready to really start putting our efforts into developing the program. And we hope to hire a director for that program in the next few months, who will work at making all of our space full with activity, and we'll bring back the things that we had done, and add more things, and again listen to what people would like to have happen. And at the same time, we're going to experiment some more with food programming as well, and we'll continue our senior programming our lunchtime that we've done for years here, but we may add to that, and we're working towards the goal of cooking on site, so that we can even be more specific to the needs of our community in terms of food. And I don't know, the sky's the limit on that piece, but I find that the food ministry piece of it is going to be really fun, because you get to feed people good food, and you know that it's feeding their whole person, not just their body. So when I get to watch you guys having lunch at the lunch bunch right now, and the laughter is just like all through the building, and I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, that's just what we're doing. That's what we that's our hope, is that people come here and make friends, and are not just living lonesome lives. So
wow, what an experience. So 50 years from now, when you're my age, what well, maybe 5 years. What do you envision happening here?
A building that never sleeps. It already is kind of that way, because in addition to the program efforts that we're getting ready to try to start, we already offer our space for all kinds of support groups, and Chicago Game and Chorus practices here and uses this space like their own. So I think, I would just want us to be max at capacity, and lots of people coming and going, and good food and music and art and all the things that make life worthwhile are healthy to be happening for as many people as possible. And I think that the development in the neighborhood has been good for Lakeview economically, but I wonder what the long impact will be on us as a community. And so I want there to be spaces where people can come and talk about issues, and be able to be known and recognized, and have a chance to feel connected, not just through your buying power or through the fact that you're interested in what's happening here or there, but just because you live here and are a member of our community. And so I'm excited. That's what I'd be most excited about. The strong connections were being made, that we were using our we have this tagline, a community building community, that we were using our new space to build community, and that people were finding a third space here. That would be my wish in 50 years. I hope that's my wish in 1 year. So we'll see what happens in 50.
Thank you so much, Pastor Joy. I love your building community.
A community building community.
Building community.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for including me.